Okay, let's unpack this. The pace of technological change is just relentless, isn't it?
It really is.
And it's not just confined to our gadgets anymore. It's seeping into all sorts of unexpected areas, like the seemingly timeless craft of furniture design.
Right, yeah.
Now we have generative AI that can conjure up chair designs in mere seconds. It really makes you wonder, can an algorithm truly design a chair, or is it essentially just, a high-tech way of rearranging existing ideas?
That's a really insightful way to frame the central question we're diving into today. This isn't just about a new piece of software. It really gets to the heart of some fundamental concepts about, well, how things come to be.
Exactly. This whole deep dive is going to explore the fundamental nature of AI-generated furniture, its very being, if you will.
Uh-huh.
We've been looking at some fascinating sources that really dig into this.
And what's so compelling about these sources is how they show that AI's increasing role in furniture design isn't just changing the methods of creation. It's forcing us to rethink what we mean by core ideas like originality,
Authorship.
authorship, exactly, and even those more profound sort of human-centric qualities such as meaning and cultural relevance in the objects that surround us.
Right. So, for you, the listener, why should you care about AI-designed sofas and tables?
Well, it really cuts to the core of what the future of design might look like, the ongoing role of human ingenuity in a world increasingly influenced by algorithms, and even our basic understanding of what constitutes original work when a computer program is involved in its creation.
Our goal with this deep dive is to navigate these, complex questions and really try to clarify this evolving relationship between AI and furniture. Hopefully, by the end, you'll have a much clearer understanding of the key issues at play.
So let's kick things off with something that feels pretty foundational, originality. I mean, AI algorithms are trained on these massive data sets of existing designs. Doesn't that inherently raise questions about whether anything they produce can genuinely be new? That's the core challenge, absolutely. It challenges our traditional understanding of originality. As the sources detail, AI algorithms excel at identifying and learning patterns from this vast amount of data.
Okay.
They can then generate variations, essentially interpolating or finding new points within the existing latent space of known design concepts.
Right, that's space, right.
What's particularly interesting is the distinction between that and extrapolation, creating designs that truly venture beyond their training data and establish norms.
So it's almost like the AI is incredibly skilled at connecting existing dots in new ways,
Yes.
but perhaps less adept at conceiving entirely new dots in the first place. Is that fair?
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. And the sources highlight that many designers themselves harbor a degree of skepticism. A significant portion don't currently rely on AI as a primary source of inspiration, which suggests they might perceive its output as lacking that essential spark of genuine originality that stems from, human intuition and a unique point of view.
That's really telling. I suppose the underlying concern is that AI might be exceptionally good at remixing what's already prevalent online, rather than truly inventing something novel from the ground up.
Right, yeah. That seems to be a common feeling.
It makes you wonder where that genuine aha moment of true originality actually originates.
Exactly. We're contrasting algorithmic processes with the traditional concept of originality, which is so often deeply intertwined with a designer's individual vision and, well, groundbreaking thinking. This very tension lies at the heart of these fundamental questions about the nature of AI-generated design.
Okay, so if AI is prompting us to reconsider what originality means, what about creativity? Design has always felt like such a deeply human endeavor, right? Originating from the designer's mind. How does AI fit into that picture?
Well, the sources really delve into this reevaluation of creativity. The emergence of AI compels us to ask, is AI a true collaborator in the design process, or is it simply an incredibly sophisticated tool that assists human designers?
It's a crucial distinction, isn't it? Are we looking at a partnership or just a very advanced hammer?
Kind of, yeah. One useful framework the sources discuss is evolutionary creativity.
Okay.
In this model, AI excels at variation, generating a vast number of design options through its algorithms. However, the selection, judging the quality, the aesthetic appeal, the suitability of those designs often remains firmly in the hands of the human designer.
That makes sense. AI can potentially offer a million different possibilities, but it still requires human judgment and understanding to discern the valuable ones.
Absolutely. However, the sources also emphasize AI's significant potential to enhance creativity. By rapidly presenting numerous ideas and exploring design possibilities that a human might not immediately envision, it can actually push creative boundaries.
Right, like the Philip Stark chair example you mentioned.
Exactly. That chair serves as a compelling example of an unexpected and innovative outcome that arose from this collaborative process.
Oh, yeah, that chair was certainly unconventional, definitely not something you see every day. But are there potential downsides? Could an over-reliance on AI actually hinder human creativity in the long run?
That's a valid concern raised in the sources, yeah. There's a worry that excessive dependence on AI could inadvertently diminish the designer's own creative input and unique vision over time. It's a delicate balance to strike.
A balance.
Hmm.
So if AI is involved in generating these designs, who actually gets the credit? This leads to the rather complex issue of authorship.
Exactly. When an algorithm plays a role in the creation of a piece of furniture, the traditional notion of a singular author becomes blurred.
Yeah.
The sources raise some fundamental questions. Is the author the designer who crafted the initial prompt for the AI? Is it the developers who created the underlying AI software? Or could the AI itself, in some sense, be considered an author?
It almost sounds like a philosophical riddle. What's the prevailing view on this at the moment, or is it still up in the air?
Well, current thinking generally leans towards the idea that the designer still retains a significant degree of authorship by strategically employing AI as a tool,
Okay.
using it to explore and visualize their design concepts. The growing importance of prompt engineering is key here.
Prompt engineering. We hear that a lot.
Right. It positions the designer as a curator, a director who guides the AI's creative capabilities through carefully crafted instructions.
So it's like the designer is now also becoming a highly skilled communicator with the AI, knowing precisely how to formulate the request to achieve the desired results.
Precisely. The designer's expertise in formulating effective prompts and critically evaluating the AI's output remains crucial, even if the initial generation of the form is driven by the algorithm.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, the legal and ethical discussions surrounding intellectual property and AI-generated works are still very much in progress. That's a whole other can of worms.
Definitely. Okay, so we've considered originality, creativity, and authorship. Now, let's delve deeper into the practical application of AI in the design process itself. It sounds like its role is becoming increasingly multifaceted.
Absolutely. The sources outline an evolving role for AI, starting with its function as an enhanced tool. In this initial stage, AI augments traditional design workflows, essentially acting as a co-creator by generating suggestions and options based on user prompts and the patterns it has learned.
So it's more than just a digital drawing aid. It's actively contributing ideas to the process, like a brainstorming partner.
Exactly, yeah. AI can accelerate tasks such as structural analysis, the creation of complex 3D models, evaluating different design alternatives, and even refining existing designs. It has the potential to automate some of the more routine and time-consuming tasks, freeing up designers to concentrate on the broader, creative, and strategic aspects of their work.
That sounds incredibly efficient. Can you provide some specific examples of how AI is currently being utilized as this enhanced tool?
Certainly. Studies have indicated that designers and students find AI tools particularly helpful for tasks like, say, generating textures for 3D models,
Oh, interesting.
and assisting in the selection of appropriate materials for interior design projects. They can input text-based prompts, and the AI can quickly search and suggest relevant options based on the specific requirements outlined in project briefs.
Wow.
It's akin to having an intelligent assistant with instant access to an extensive library of design-related information.
That sounds remarkably useful.
Yeah.
Okay, moving beyond its role as just a tool, the sources also discuss AI as a source of inspiration.
Sure.
How does that aspect manifest itself?
Well, survey data from furniture designers suggests that AI is actually quite effective at generating initial design concepts.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes even outperforming traditional brainstorming methods in that early phase of ideation.
Huh.
Again, the Philippe Stark AI chair serves as a compelling illustration of how AI can generate unexpected forms that a human designer might not have readily conceived.
So, it's as if AI can help designers break free from their established patterns of thought and explore new territories. Kind of shake things up.
Precisely. AI algorithms have the capacity to explore vast design spaces and generate unique shapes and configurations. There's even ongoing research investigating how AI can draw inspiration from sources like brand logos.
Yeah, logos.
Yeah, to inform architectural design, a concept that could certainly be applied to furniture design as well. It's about AI offering fresh perspectives and pushing the boundaries of what's typically considered.
This sounds like a true partnership is beginning to emerge, which leads to the next logical point. AI as a collaborative partner. It's not just a tool or an idea generator. It's actively working alongside the designer.
Exactly. The concept of the augmented designer is central here, envisioning a future where designers are significantly empowered by AI, working together in a truly symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic, I like that.
The emphasis here is on collaboration, not substitution. AI is viewed as a co-creator and a collaborative ideation partner, where humans and AI engage in a dynamic exchange of ideas and possibilities.
So it's about harnessing the strengths of both, right? Human intuition and emotional understanding combined with AI's incredible computational power and its ability to explore a vast number of possibilities.
Precisely. Humans bring the crucial elements of context, emotional intelligence, and creative intuition, while AI offers unparalleled computational speed, rapid iteration capabilities, and the efficient exploration of expansive design spaces. That synergy is where the most promising potential for the future of design likely resides.
But we can't really ignore the potential challenges, can we? The sources also touch upon the idea of AI as a potential competitor. That's a concern, I'm sure, for many designers out there.
Absolutely, and it's a valid one. As AI capabilities advance, concerns naturally arise regarding the automation of design tasks and the potential for AI to compete directly with human designers. Some designers express apprehension about a potential erosion of their unique professional identities if similar AI techniques become universally adopted.
Yeah, the homogenization worry.
Exactly, possibly leading to a homogenization of design styles across the industry.
And the ultimate concern, I suppose, the sort of elephant in the room, is the possibility of AI eventually replacing human designers altogether.
That anxiety is certainly present, yes. With some speculating that AI could eventually simulate and automate the entire design workflow.
Hmm.
While AI has made remarkable progress, it's crucial to remember its current limitations, particularly in areas such as emotional intelligence and subjective aesthetic judgment. Those are still very human domains.
Good point.
Nevertheless, the increasing sophistication of AI does necessitate a proactive consideration of its potential competitive role and how designers and the industry as a whole can ensure the continued value and relevance of human creativity.
This shift is bound to have a significant impact on the human element in furniture design. Let's discuss how the role of designers themselves might be evolving. What does this look like?
Well, the integration of AI is indeed prompting transformations in the identity and function of the furniture designer. As AI takes on more generative and analytical tasks, the traditional image of the designer as the sole creative force is, well, it's evolving.
Right.
There's a noticeable shift towards prompt engineering becoming an increasingly crucial skill, as we mentioned.
So instead of solely relying on sketching and traditional methods, designers will also need to become experts in communicating effectively with AI, like learning a new language almost.
Exactly, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
The designer's role is increasingly becoming that of a curator and a director, skillfully guiding and refining the creative outputs generated by AI algorithms. This necessitates the development of new skill sets, a deeper understanding of AI software and its capabilities, the ability to collaborate effectively with AI specialists, and the capacity to critically evaluate the multitude of design options produced by AI. It signifies a transition from a purely manual creation process to a more strategic and collaborative approach.
And what about the more traditional design skills? Do they become less important in this new landscape
Yeah.
or just different?
Not necessarily less important, but they definitely need to adapt and be augmented.
Oh,
As we've discussed, effective prompt engineering becomes vital. Furthermore, with AI generating a vast array of options, strong critical thinking and evaluation skills become even more crucial.
right, to sift through it all.
Exactly, to select the most promising directions. The idea is that AI can potentially free up designers from some of the more repetitive and time-consuming tasks, allowing them to focus on higher-level strategic thinking and a deeper understanding of user needs.
Makes sense.
However, continuous learning and adaptation to new AI tools and techniques will be essential for designers moving forward. You can't just stand still.
It sounds like decision-making within the design process is also undergoing a transformation with the introduction of AI. How so?
Absolutely. There's an increasing emphasis on incorporating data-driven insights alongside traditional intuition and aesthetic considerations.
Data-driven design.
Right, AI can analyze vast amounts of data related to design trends, user preferences, even environmental factors to inform design decisions. It also has the potential for predictive analysis, optimizing designs for functionality, ergonomics, and even sustainability.
So it's like bringing a more scientific, data-backed approach to a field that has historically been perhaps more driven by intuition and artistic sensibility.
That's a very apt way to describe it.
Right.
However, the sources also cautioned against relying solely on data, because furniture design inherently involves subjective and emotional aspects. You can't just design by numbers. The decision-making process in the age of AI will likely involve a careful balance between leveraging the power of data-driven insights and still highly valuing human intuition, empathy, and aesthetic sensibility to create truly meaningful and resonant furniture.
This all makes a lot of sense in terms of process and necessary skills, but what about the final product itself? Can AI-generated furniture possess those intangible qualities that we often associate with truly well-designed pieces, things like inherent meaning and cultural depth?
This is a really central question when we consider the fundamental nature, the ontology, of AI-generated design.
Yeah.
The sources explore whether AI can imbue furniture with inherent meaning or purpose. Some philosophical viewpoints suggest that AI may lack a certain resonance, a true aesthetic judgment that is considered essential for imbuing meaning into a creative work.
So it can look aesthetically pleasing, maybe even beautiful, but can it truly mean something beyond its form and function? Is that the idea?
That's precisely the crux of the matter. The argument is that AI, operating based on algorithms and data analysis, may lack the self-awareness and intentionality that a human designer draws upon.
Uh-huh.
From personal experience, cultural understanding, or philosophical intent when imbuing meaning into their creations. While AI can synthesize data to produce novel forms, its capacity for generating truly original meaning in the human sense is certainly questioned.
What about incorporating cultural elements into designs? Can AI understand and effectively reflect different cultural references in its creations? Or does it just flatten everything out?
Well, the ability of AI to navigate and incorporate cultural references is evolving. Studies indicate that AI can be guided through carefully crafted prompts using relevant keywords and expert input
Okay.
to generate furniture that aligns with specific cultural aesthetics. However, without this explicit guidance, AI's inherent understanding of deeply rooted cultural nuances and historical contexts is, well, limited.
Right.
There's a potential risk, as you hinted, of a more homogenized global aesthetic emerging if human oversight and cultural knowledge are not carefully integrated with AI's analytical capabilities.
And what about symbolism? Furniture can often carry significant symbolic weight. Can AI design with that in mind?
AI is being explored for its potential to generate furniture, incorporating symbolic elements, sometimes drawing upon principles from semiotic theory. Algorithms can be trained on vast data sets of symbolic imagery. However, AI's understanding of symbolism is primarily based on pattern recognition, which may not fully capture the intentionality and depth of human symbolic thought when used to convey complex ideas and emotional communication.
So it recognizes the symbol, but not the meaning behind it in the same way.
Perhaps. The question remains whether AI can truly imbue forms with the same level of intentional meaning that a human designer can. It might just be mimicking symbolic forms it's seen.
Finally, what about the emotional connection that we often feel with well-designed furniture? That feeling of comfort or joy or nostalgia. Can AI create pieces that have genuine emotional resonance?
This is currently seen as a significant limitation for AI in the realm of design. Human-centered design places a strong emphasis on establishing an emotional connection with the user.
Right.
Many argue that AI struggles with the subjective tasks involved in creating designs that deeply resonate with human emotions. While the field of emotion AI is developing, its capabilities are still quite limited in replicating the complexity and depth of human emotional understanding.
So there's a risk there too.
There's a real risk that AI-generated furniture might feel impersonal and lacking that essential human touch. Empathy, cultural understanding, and the ability to translate these into emotionally resonant design remain key strengths of human designers, at least for now.
Wow, this has truly been a fascinating deep dive. So just to quickly summarize some key takeaways, AI is undeniably making waves in furniture design, prompting us to fundamentally reconsider our understanding of originality, creativity, and even authorship. It's rapidly evolving as a powerful tool, a source of novel inspiration, and even a potential collaborator, although it also presents some valid concerns about competition within the industry.
And crucially, while AI excels at many aspects of the design process, it currently faces significant limitations in replicating those uniquely human qualities that we often cherish in design, such as deep meaning, cultural relevance, and genuine emotional resonance in the final product.
So here's a thought to really chew on for you listening. As AI becomes increasingly sophisticated, how will we as humans ultimately define the true value and the very essence of the objects we choose to surround ourselves with?
Hmm.
Particularly those designed not solely by human hands, but in collaboration with, or even by, algorithms. It's a question that extends far beyond furniture design and into all creative fields, I think.
Indeed. And it really invites each of us to consider the broader implications of AI in our own respective fields and creative endeavors. The conversation, as they say, is just beginning.